All right. Welcome to
Hello.
the John Top of It podcast.
Woo!
My guest today, a little casual chat about what it's been like to be a parent, because I thought that maybe that would be interesting to someone out there. What do you think?
Parenting life. Fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the word you would use? Fun?
Yeah. It's lots of fun. It's like very rewarding and very exhausting all at once.
Yeah. So
it's all of the things.
for context, we are now 9 months in with our first son, Bernie. Let me see if I can show a pic. Let's see, what's the most recent pic? Here's the little booger right here.
Cute.
There he is.
Bernie doll.
Yeah, so he will be 9 months old starting tomorrow. And yeah, I just thought maybe this would be a good opportunity to just discuss like what some of the thoughts that we've had over the course of his life, and like I don't know, I guess the main thing I wanted to talk about is like has it caught you off guard in any way? Like, is it the way that you expected it to be being a parent?
I don't think. I think everyone will give you advice and you'll get like a general idea of like what it's like, but it doesn't even hold a candle to what it's actually like. Like
Yeah.
They can tell you, oh yes, you'll be exhausted. Oh yes, you won't have time to yourself anymore. And you're like, okay. But it's like, no, like you will be exhausted. You won't have time. All those times when you're like, oh, I have, after work, I finally get time to myself. No, not until the kid is asleep do you finally get your time.
I've definitely realized that it teaches you to appreciate your free time a lot more.
Yes.
A lot more.
Every moment is precious.
And then it's like if you have friends that hit you up and they want you to do something and you kind of think it's like a waste of time, you're like, you don't realize how much this time means to me though. Like I need to savor it.
Yeah. Not only that, it's like, okay, if you ever want to do something, you have to find a sitter.
Mm-hmm.
And just for that designated night. So it's like, okay, I need to like orchestrate my whole schedule around this new being just to do something.
Right.
I can't just like drop everything and go somewhere when I want to.
I mean, I guess I'm used to doing that with like the dogs. You have to get a rover, like a babysitter for the dogs.
Yes.
But if you went on
but you can leave the house with the dogs.
You can't leave the baby at home.
You can't leave
unattended.
the baby at home. So it's like a step. It's like It's like dogs is like a good first step to like indicating, okay, this is another responsibility that I need to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like kids is like a whole nother step where it's like, oh, I can't even leave you alone. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, luckily we do have your lovely mother helping us out during the day, so I can work and you can do school, and we get a break where we don't have to deal with them.
And we're two parents. Mm-hmm. Like I can't even imagine what it's like for single mothers or single fathers, and for them to watch a baby and then not even have family nearby. Like yeah, that must be incredibly hard. If it's already hard, it's already a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Do you think about like single mothers who give up their kid for adoption? Have you ever like thought about, I can never do that. I can never do that. But maybe like being in it all by yourself, maybe it's easier to understand now that we've gone through what we've gone through. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, you can definitely understand. Like
I would never want to, but
it changes your life, and you're basically dedicating like majority of your time and effort towards this new being in your life. So it's like, I can understand like if you're not in a good place, don't have the support, like it could get really hard.
Yeah. I was looking at a parenting forum the other day, and I feel like it's like socially unacceptable to talk about this publicly, and which is probably why it ends up on forums on the internet anonymously, but people will say things like, "Do you regret having kids?" And I'm like, how could you say that? Like, how can you even say that? Like, you love them. Like, you would never say that. But I think that maybe there are some people out there that are like, my freedom. I don't get to do what I want to do.
I mean, yeah, you're saying goodbye to your freedom.
In a way.
That can be the regret, maybe.
I think at least temporarily you have to make some sacrifices. Yes. Yeah. Like, what would you say are the sacrifices? Just not being able to do whatever you want whenever you want, unless you bring the baby with you.
Yeah, exactly. But then there's only certain things that the baby can handle that you can do. Like, you're not going to go on a extremely extraneous hike up this cliff with a baby.
Are you sure about that? I want to take them to rattlesnakes, so.
I mean, yeah, like a small hike, but it's like those things that maybe you could just like, that are more daring or adventurous.
You wouldn't take them to like a Busch Gardens roller coaster theme park or something.
Yeah, I mean, then you would have to, one person go on the ride while the other person watches the baby. Yeah. So like you'd have to do like that. But.
Yeah. Like our compromise has been one of us stays home to watch the baby, and then the other goes out to do the thing that we want to do, and then we video call each other on the phone, and it's like bringing the person with you, right? So it's kind of...
It's as close as you're going to
like get. You go grocery shopping with me via phone, and I show you products.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
I mean, it's fun. Yeah, the person in the store. But we switch off, so everyone gets.
You talk about going to the grocery store like it's some kind of like recreational activity that's enjoyable. I mean, I guess if you love it.
Since COVID, I would qualify it as that.
Yeah, I guess.
And being a mom in COVID, yes.
It's just any excuse to leave the house.
Yes.
Yeah. I get it. Okay, so I was thinking, why don't we look at some of our pictures that we've taken over the last 9 months, and maybe they can bring up some thoughts around parenting. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay, so so here's something that's kind of annoying. We have an Instagram for Bernie, but for some reason you can't pull up tagged photos on the desktop version of Instagram. So I just have my Instagram and yours up. There's probably a lot of duplicate photos, but anyway, so you can see here, like, this is when he was born.
First photo.
Yeah. One of the first.
Whoa, oh yeah.
The first one is when he's coming
hospital.
out of your...
Yeah, well, that's on there.
Coming out of your body.
Okay.
That's not on here.
I wouldn't post that.
Right. Because you're not metal enough. I wonder if anyone's ever done that. Do you think anyone's ever posted a picture of their like C-section? Would Zuckerberg take it down?
No.
You don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of stuff online, so who knows?
Yeah. Anyway,
where's the first picture at the hospital?
Oh, I don't know. This is Instagram. If it's not on Instagram, it's not here.
It's on mine then.
No, this is yours. This is yours.
It was a collage of photo. It doesn't show you the collage.
No.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Anyway, so we had him. We got him home. Gave him. I'll go through mine and I'll look at yours. Let's see.
We discovered motion photo because.
Oh yeah, let's talk about motion photo. That's a great tip.
That is game changer.
Yes. So if you don't know about motion photo, when it comes to taking photos of your baby, what you do is make sure motion photo is on,
And you get the perfect shot.
and then what you do is you take pictures, right? And then you go into a picture and use the scrubber. You like scrub through it with your finger and find the perfect frame in your motion
It's
photo.
called the scrubber.
Yeah, I guess something like that. You scrub through. That's the video editing term.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you scrub through it.
Okay.
And
makes
then
sense.
you drag the seek bar, you drag it through, and then you stop on the exact frame that you want, and then save that out. And then that's like a cheat code to getting the smile.
Amazing. Yeah.
Before we discovered that, we were like, damn, how do you get a smile picture?
It's impossible to get a picture where his hand isn't in his face.
Yeah.
It's blurry.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving everywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
I am so shocked we got the picture we did without motion photo. You should show it.
I know.
Show his first
photo. It's right here. It's
We got this.
This is
Oh,
what
yeah,
these are the
grumpy
type of
cats.
photos we would take. Right?
We got a good one. Show the good one.
Huh?
Show the good one. It's right there on
where?
mine.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I had to hold his little hands up behind the crib and then drop my hands real quick. And then he snapped it.
I feel like as he got older, photos got a lot easier.
In some ways.
Oh, here's the thing. This
Mamaru.
for parents out there that are new, don't buy this. It doesn't work. They don't like it.
It did work for a while.
Okay. I mean, it
Look
looks
at
cool.
he's sleeping. It did work for a while, but then it gets to a point where he was too squirmy and wanted to be held and not in that.
What else can we say?
I wish they would increase the weight limit on it because I feel like now he would love it. But
what's it
he's
rated
just
for?
Isn't it like 25 pounds?
Let's look it up. Mamaru.
Because he loves being thrown in the air now and like any motion.
25 pounds. Yeah, like he's already.
Yeah,
I think
like
he's already past that.
already there.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know if it's worth the money. Let's see. We took him to the zoo. I don't recommend that either. When they're really young.
Yeah, when they're really young.
I feel like that was more for us.
Yeah. A lot of the outings when the baby's really young is just for you guys more so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are kind of just like, oh, here's outside as a blob, but
I think it's interesting to like think about what he looks like now. Like this is him now, right?
yeah, look at it.
It's cutie. But then like you go back to like how he used to look, and at the time I thought nothing of it, but now I look back at it and I'm like, he looks like he has cancer or something.
So bald.
He's just like Lex Luthor or something.
Yeah. Well, now that we've seen all the hair he has, he looks bald in comparison.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a lot of hair for his age too. I think a lot of babies are bald. That's because you have a lot of hair.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, okay, yeah. Look at it. Like these types of photos.
You should show the crying one.
I feel like he would just cry everywhere all the time, and we just had to get used to it. It was just like what we expected.
Yeah. This was our. Yeah. What is that?
Would you
3
say?
months?
Okay, here's a question. Here's a question for you. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that he cries more or less now?
Less.
Less.
He whines more now.
Mm-hmm. He's getting like more intelligent on how to annoy you to get what he wants.
Yeah, it's more just like. And like before, it was like crying like every 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like if you look back at that photo where we're at the pumpkin patch, like if we're holding him, he's not crying now.
Mm-hmm.
But like everywhere he would cry.
Yeah, that was pretty annoying.
But they grow out of it.
Yeah.
So there's hope.
You just have to be able to survive.
It's just a different type of cry. It morphs into like a whine and then fuss.
Okay, this thing, highly recommend this thing. We're still getting a lot of mileage out of these. What are these called?
Like
just
bouncer,
a bouncer?
activity bouncer.
Yeah, he freaking loves this thing.
Yes.
Like all he does is jump up and down in it all day.
Because they have activity just where they sit and not bounce, but I definitely recommend you need to get the bounce part because that's his like favorite part, and it like builds like muscle strength, and so and you can adjust like once he grows, you can adjust it.
Remember this?
Oh, and he cried, yeah.
Yeah, so another purchase that I recommend is baby headphones, because if the baby hears you cry, if the baby hears you celebrate a goal or a touchdown or something, they freak out.
Same with our dogs.
Yeah. Poor Bernie. Let's see, did they show him again? He was not happy. It's funny when the baby is upset and you're so happy at the same time. What's this thing called? This like harness?
A carrier, yeah.
Baby carrier. That I feel like is really useful.
So useful, yeah.
Because you can just like throw them on your body and just go about
Walk
your day.
Around.
I had him watching, what is that show called?
Cocomelon. Every parent will know Cocomelon.
Yeah, I just would throw on a show and then do whatever I wanted to do, and it's like gives you a break, sort of.
You look on Netflix and you're like, Cocomelon, number 1 or like number 2.
So what is it about Cocomelon that kids like so much?
Like,
is it the big eyes, or is it like the
know.
repetitive music, or what is it?
Probably all of the above. It's just like, I don't know.
Or is it
Kids
something
just
else?
Love it.
Yeah, why?
I don't know.
His favorite show right now, I guess, is Daniel Tiger. But I don't know if he also really likes just the PBS Kids introduction sound,
because he knows the show is coming.
Yeah, it's like Pavlov's dog. Like you ring the bell and then the dog salivates. It's like you put on PBS Kids and he hears the little jingle and he knows his show is coming.
Yeah, he's
funny.
Smart.
Yeah.
He also likes Peppa Pig.
Yeah.
Little British pigs.
Let's see.
It was for snow.
Yeah, that's a cute photo. Bugging.
Snow globe Santa.
Oh yeah,
COVID.
tell us about his Christmas experience during COVID.
Yeah, so it's COVID, and you're like, okay, well, Santa's done. I guess there won't be Santa this year.
No sitting on his lap.
Yeah, and you're like, well, how are they gonna do that? And then all of a sudden, all these snow globe Santas are popping up, and we're like, oh, actually, that's a good idea. Santa's still alive. Good.
Yeah, and I had told you like, I don't want to do that.
No,
you don't even get to sit on his lap. What's the point? And you were like, you gotta get it.
You gotta.
It's like it'll be the only year you can take a photo
with snow globe Santa,
with Bubble Boy Santa.
Yeah. COVID.
Yeah, I am glad we went there to see him. That was fun.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool. Like, it's a good idea that they thought of the snow globe idea because it kind of works.
Yeah. Now here's an example of like how you don't really need baby toys to make babies happy. This is just a glove that we got
Rubber
from
glove.
the hospital, and I'm just snapping it in front of his face.
He loves.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So like, yeah, can you think of, are there like some other items you can think of that Bernie likes that are not like conventional toys?
He'll play with the Bomba bag all day.
So wait, for our viewers out there, explain what a Bomba is. Oh, I guess I could show it.
Yeah, show Bomba.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
It's like a Cheeto, but it is like a peanut butter puff. And I guess a lot of kids eat it in India.
Yeah.
To help not.
No, well, maybe India too, but I thought it was Asia.
Oh, I thought it was, I don't know, probably all over.
Yeah.
Asia and India.
Bomba. Let's see. Here we go.
And actually, they are
It's like a peanut butter Cheeto.
except they're like way healthier. Like you can have a lot for only like
Look at this.
like 30 of them for like $130 or something.
Way too good. Okay, I'm an addict. Couldn't stop eating them.
Yes.
Went through a large bag in a couple of days, and I gained 2 pounds. I don't know how though, because they're low cal too.
Yeah, they are. Look how.
Wait, let's see how many calories are they.
Oh yeah, that's wrong.
Well, I don't know if they're low cal, but you can
I mean,
eat 43. 43 of
That's
them.
a decent amount.
Yeah. This picture's unrealistic though, because if there were bombas out, these kids would be just like Cookie Monstering it. Just
Yeah, he loves these things. He'll literally do anything for a bomba.
You're right.
Yeah.
I think it might be his favorite thing.
Yeah. I think we might need to put it on his birthday cake for when he's won. Bomba cake.
Yeah.
Supposedly it helps with peanut allergies or preventing it or something.
It could.
Yeah, it could.
If they're getting exposed to it early on,
exposed.
perhaps that it lets them build up a tolerance, but
you know,
I don't know if it's
genetics are
guaranteed.
still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
here-
a cutie.
Here's where we dressed up.
Twin.
Look the same.
Mini me.
Why don't you talk about when we took him kayaking?
Yeah. Probably a little young for that because he hates wind and he doesn't like cold water, and both are there at Green Lake. So probably when he gets older, it'd be nicer to.
But there he is in his little life vest.
Yeah, we got him a little life
It was
vest.
fun to try.
Yeah.
But you don't want a baby on a kayak when they're like fussy and trying to like squirm, because then they're
Nightmare.
We're lucky that we took him out on that kayak, because the other one that we have that's like more long and narrow, if he was on that one, he would have flipped it.
Yeah, I would not do that.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, here's the famous clip that we have.
Mama, when he said mama first time.
Yeah, so
mama.
I had a debate with Nicole. I said, I don't think that saying mama counts as him saying mom if it's not directed to you as the mother, because he calls everything mum 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 mum. But
he looks at me and says mama mama.
I don't want to die on this hill, so I'm gonna let you have it. We can count it. It's mama.
If anything, it's his first word.
Yeah, this is his first word. But I think I researched this out, and like it's like the most common word in the whole world for babies to say first. And then I wonder if like is your name mom? What came first? Your name being mom, or baby saying mama mama? I think babies first said mama mama mama, and that became the name for the caregiver. You know what I mean? I think that's what came first.
Maybe.
Well, how? Of course, right? Like,
I don't know the origins.
wow.
And then I hear sometimes that dada is easier to say. I keep hearing that.
I have
but I'm
never
like,
even heard him say the sound duh.
I know. I feel like duh would be harder than ma.
Duh
But
involves like think about like what your
Duh,
tongue has to
duh.
do to make that sound.
Yeah,
your
it's
tongue
on the
has to
roof
press
of your mouth.
Yeah, you have to, duh. Ma is just opening your lips. Ma.
Yeah.
Ma. Duh.
Ma. Yeah.
Duh is harder.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, so 9 months tomorrow, we're going to take another one of these types of photos. It's fun to like go back and see like the age, like
What
the
type?
growth progression. There we go. The growth progression of how he looks.
Yeah.
So yeah, what can we talk about? I would like to see this Reddit thread, and we can talk about the top comments, and you tell me what you think. Okay.
Okay.
So here is the first one. Mothers of so the question was, Mothers of Reddit, what is one thing you wish you had known before you had kids? And the top comment here is, it doesn't matter how he's fed as long as he's fed. Constant crying and no sleeping means he's hungry. Not being able to breastfeed is not a failure, just a change of strategy. So get the damn formula so the baby won't suffer. Anyone who looks down on you for it isn't worth your time. What do you think about that?
I believe that is 100% true and valuable information.
Yeah.
Because it's a very emotional thing to breastfeed.
Yeah. What do you mean
Which
by
is
that?
another thing that's underestimated. It's like, oh, yeah, it's easy to say, oh, yeah, I won't formula feed. You know, I'm going to breastfeed.
I mean, that was our plan.
I mean, yeah, it was like your mom was saying that, and you're like, don't feel bad if you have to give. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But it's like, you don't know how your body's going to respond or react. And then it's like.
And at the end of the day, you're just trying to do your best.
Yes. So, yeah, I ended up breastfeeding for only, I want to say like
half a year.
5 months, 6 months. Yeah.
Half a year.
Mm-hmm. Because it's fluctuation of like volume that I had. So that was just.
You know, thinking back on it, the ability because isn't stress one of the reasons why women stop lactating? Thinking about how you gave birth and raised Bernie during COVID, I'm surprised like you had any milk.
Yeah.
Because last year was a stressful year.
Yeah.
We had a lot of bad stuff
I know.
happen.
I'm surprised any mother was able to breastfeed in
Right.
2020.
Just get the formula. Just give it the formula.
Gosh.
I know,
seriously.
right? Like, think about it.
I know.
So, you know, you do your best.
That's a miracle that happened.
Sometimes on Reddit, comments get deleted, and I don't know if the user who wrote the author of the comment deleted it, or if it was like a moderator of the subreddit. But regardless, this one was deleted, and the reply is, God, all I want is one afternoon to myself, just one. So I'm imagining the comment said something along the lines of like that you won't have any time or you won't have a lot of time. I mean, as we speak, like right now, can I see the baby monitor? Mm-hmm. Like as we speak, or maybe you can just hold it up to this camera right there, camera 2.
Let me get.
Let's see. Like we are watching him, make sure that he's, you know, breathing still. Like it's always top of mind.
Yeah, like the fact that he's like on his stomach, it's like.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So like when you have a baby and you're you got him in the crib and you're watching him on the monitor, like the whole thing is like you want to make sure that they're breathing, right? And
it's your job to keep this baby alive.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like you're on hyper like awareness mode 24/7.
And plus every possible situation that's ever occurred is on the internet. And so you'll read stories of like, oh, this person's baby flipped on its stomach and suffocated to death. SIDS, right?
Yeah,
and then you're like, oh my God.
SIDS are scary.
I'm like, I don't want that to happen to my baby. I don't want that to happen to my baby. But like then what I wasn't prepared for personally is I didn't realize he was going to flip over into his stomach all the time and love to sleep that way. And so then you're just kind of like, is he breathing? So you have to like go in there and peek and make sure. And like sometimes I'll put my finger over his nose and be like, I don't feel any air. Okay, I feel air.
And then you have to go to sleep at night. So it's like, I can't stay up all night to watch this.
Yeah.
I hope and pray to God that he's awake
You're
in
just
the
like,
morning.
you just have to trust.
Yep.
You just have to trust
You're
that
just
everything's
like,
going to work
okay.
out.
I feel a little better now that he's stronger and is able to lift himself up. I think the scariest part was when babies they don't have the strength to do that. If they're just like put in any like position then they wouldn't be able to lift themselves up. So I think that's the scariest because you really want to make sure they're on their back with nothing in the crib or nothing in the bassinet.
Yeah.
So they don't roll over and choke.
Yeah. But so far so good.
Yeah.
Let's see. This other comment said that you have to teach them everything. They come with no prior knowledge or programming other than breathe.exe. That's like they're saying the software installed in their brain is like all they know how to breathe, but you have to everything else has to be installed like they're a computer. Rolling over, sitting and walking. I don't know. We didn't teach him how to roll over though. Like I feel like that's kind of in there.
Yeah. I mean, we put him in positions where he can practice, but he ultimately has to execute it.
Yeah. I
guess you showed him crawling a little bit.
Yeah, but oh my God, one of these bullet points says, don't put your penis in there. What? Maybe some of these points right here are like when they get older, you know, because he's only 9 months old. Yeah. I mean, so, but interesting. Let's see. This comment says, I feel that I was more or less prepared for motherhood. I'd done everything I wanted to do, traveled the world, made cool stuff, lived an exciting life, but by the time my daughter came around, I was ready to shelve everything for a few years. My partner is an amazing father, we're financially secure, and my friends were starting to become mothers too. I was fortunate to skip a lot of the negative responses that I've seen in this thread because of this. What I wasn't prepared for is how much of my brain space is now taken up by my daughter. I used to think about politics, literature, my career as a nurse, my side business all the time, and now 80% or more of what runs through my head on a daily basis is her. Mm-hmm. How she looked when I dropped her off at daycare, wondering if she went to sleep on time when I'm at work. I replay the cute moments hundreds of times in my head while I'm passing meds or charting on my patients, and at times it almost feels intrusive. Yeah, you know what's interesting about this? I used to pay attention a lot to the news and politics and things like that, and I feel like, I don't know if I just kind of like got fatigued, burned out because of Trump, but like I do think that ever since we had a kid that there is way less room in my mind for other things, for sure, because it's like everything you want to do or everything you want to think about is you have to think, is this more important than spending time with Bernie right now or doing something with him or watching him, right? So would you say that this experience is true for you, that a lot of the things you used to think about are now like replaced with him?
Yeah, I mean, I think that coincides with not having time for just yourself. It's like you're all of a sudden, you know, you have all this time like after work, before a kid, you know, all the time after work, on weekends. Now it's like, okay, I only have this short little window when my baby is asleep to myself.
Yeah.
And even then it's like you're planning the next day, you're planning.
So what do you normally do when you get that time?
Well, sometimes you're so exhausted, you just relax.
Sleep.
You want
binge TV.
Shower. I'm like showering at night now because I used to shower in the morning, morning shower. I'm like, now it's just like, wow, I get a shower to myself. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Quiet and like it's warm and there's no baby crying in between.
So I feel like a lot of the things that we took for granted that you used to do by yourself, it's like now you appreciate them more, like eating, sleeping, showering. Yeah. Like just basic things.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think about when this says I used to do these things or think about these things, and now most of my mind is focused on our son, I think about how Bernie's kind of replaced a lot of the time and energy that I would give the dogs, and I kind of feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm playing with Bernie and I see the dogs around me in like my peripheral, and I can see them like watching me interact with Bernie, and I know in the back of my mind that all of that attention used to go to them.
Yeah.
And so I feel kind of guilty. Do you feel that way?
I mean, yeah, yes, because it's definitely an adjustment. I mean,
For them.
yes,
More so for them.
yes.
I feel bad about it.
But I feel like with every new responsibility or child or fur baby you have, your attention is split again.
Mm.
So it's like it's part of like growing pains and
Yeah. I try to go out of my way to give them love. And so I'll like give them a treat and pet them. And I try to do it at least in the morning and at night before I interact with Bernie so I don't forget about them at least in those like specific times. And I try to run our Australian Shepherd. I try to run her, get her some exercise. But sometimes I look over it and I see our corgi Sneakers. I see him just like laying on a pillow in the family room, and sometimes he just looks like nobody's playing with me, and I feel so bad. And then I'm like, but I'm like, oh, I'm so burnt out.
Yeah. I think I think I more so just make sure I give him like love when Bernie is napping, like during the day or like at night, then it's like, okay, I can give more attention.
Now what'll be great is when our son gets older and he can help play with them.
Yes.
And then that'll like really help alleviate some of that guilt.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because kids love dogs.
Yeah.
Animals. Most kids.
Let's keep going. This one says, so what's one thing you wish you had known before you had kids? How biological my body's response to her crying would be. I knew that babies cry and that the sound of it is horrible, but what I didn't expect is that my breast would literally physically hurt when she cried while I was nursing. And now that I'm not nursing, the sound of her cry will still easily wake me. Like I'll go from dreaming to 100% wide awake in a heartbeat, and that doesn't happen for my husband. So I have to shake awake every time it's his turn to get up with her.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
I can attest for this. Like Mother's Day. I mean, the monitor is by me, but I feel like as soon as Bernie cries or is like wakes up, even as soon as he wakes up, like sometimes he won't even be crying, but I'll just like wake up and I'll see him like wake up in his crib and just be like, like little babbles. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like synced whenever he wakes up. It's like, what? And then I'll look over at you and you're just like out.
Mm-hmm.
So
what do you think is happening there? Do you think like your spirits are like telepathically connected somehow? Or like what? Or do you just hear him and I don't hear him?
I mean, what's crazy though is, with breastfeeding, your body responds to the baby. Like, how does that happen? Yeah, like the baby will be, like that woman said, the baby will be crying and your boobs will hurt. I've felt that too. It's like, how does my body know? I think maybe because like I grew a baby inside of me, now it's like we're connected somehow because of that. And it's like, even though he's outside of me, we still have this like
what's
bond.
interesting about that is I think about how sometimes I'll think about my mom and she'll call me the second I think about her, something weird like that, so I wonder if there is this like
moms know
tethered connection between children and at least the mother. I don't know about the father, but who knows. Maybe it goes outside of a birth giver and a child, and more so about just like how deep of a relationship you have with a person. I don't know. It's hard to say because you don't know for sure, but there's something.
I mean, the body is crazy. Yeah. That's one thing. Going through birth, it's like, wow, I did not realize how much my body can withstand and change and like morph into this, morph from like flat to like huge and just like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a woman, but I guess if I were one, it would be hard to wrap my head around the concept that I could push a person out of a hole of my body.
It's really wild. And it's like weird when you think, I mean, it's like really cool, but it's like, what is happening? Like, I don't know. This thing is growing. Yeah. And it, like you said, it's like a little alien, like this thing is growing inside of you. And then one day it's Bernie, you know, he's out. It's like
a sci-fi movie, but real.
Yeah. And then your body like just knows what to do. It changes, it grows. And like, even when the baby's out, your body knows, okay, now it's time to produce milk because the baby's gone. Like, how does I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay, so we've talked some about, our parenting experiences so far. We're not experts by any means. I mean, it's only been...
It's our first kid.
It's first kid, and we're only at 9 months, but I thought it might be interesting to explore the issues ahead.
Oh, man.
I mean, hopefully these issues will not be our issues, but I found a very hoppin' parenting forum on the internet, and I sorted it by most viewed right here. And I thought we could just maybe, I don't know if I want to read like the actual like topics or the comments inside of them, but we maybe, if you want, we can go into a few. But like, I thought we could just go through them and see what we see. And so like full disclosure, like these are parents of children that are of all ages, right? Like not infants, but I guess also toddlers and teenagers, preteens. So it's kind of interesting to think about like what kinds of situations are okay. Like the this is the number one most replied topic right here. You see that with 2,244 replies. How to deal with the pregnant teen. I mean, what does that even mean? Like, or do we convince them to get an abortion? Or what does that mean?
You're already hormonal during pregnancy, and then you're a teenager. You have so much other hormones going on. Mm-hmm. It's like hormones to the max.
Yeah.
I mean, you already have like hormones raging.
What would you do if you caught your teen having sex? Oh my God. Yeah. What would you do, Nicole, if you caught Bernie having sex in her house?
I mean,
that's a tough one.
I think that's part of the
I would run out of the room. I'd run out and like hope he never mentioned it.
Well, you're not going to talk to him.
I mean, I think eventually, but it would be awkward. Whatever. I don't know. I mean,
would you tell the girl to leave?
No, I probably would leave the room.
You're like, it's time to go.
I know what I would do. I think I would leave the room. I'd send him a text and be like, "Hey, wrap it up." No, I don't mean...
Oh my God.
I mean, like, wrap up the situation. Wrap up the situation. So that we can...
that's good to be safe, but like,
hey, I mean, it's not bad advice either way, but I don't know. I mean, let's see. Like, what are people saying in here? Let's see. It says...
Gosh.
Look at these emojis. Okay, so the first comment is, I'd make sure my daughter was on birth control and get STD tested. A parent shouldn't hide their head in the sand if they are having sex at home. You better believe they're having sex elsewhere. Yeah, I mean, like, it can be... That's something that I never understood, is like parents try to be so controlling about it at their house, but as if like
they're out.
As if they can just like prevent it at home, then it'll never happen. Like it can happen anywhere. So like,
if anything, they're probably wanting to go out more so they don't have to deal with the parents at home.
Right. So
and then you're like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's good to have conversations with your kid early so that they at least make responsible decisions, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I don't think, I don't know. Man, what have we gotten ourselves into, Nicole?
I know, right? And then, I mean, obviously, you don't want him. Like, what if he has a kid?
Yeah. You can't
don't want
you can't
him
have
to,
a
like,
kid,
just
Bernie.
go-
You are a kid.
I mean, yeah, you don't want him to just go around and like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's young.
Okay. Next question on here is, how do I get my lazy, disrespectful adult kids out of my house?
Oh my gosh.
That's sad.
That's sad.
Breastfeeding older children. What's this say? How long is it okay to breastfeed a child? This mother breastfeeds her 8-year-old.
Gosh.
One says breast milk tastes better than mangoes. So how long is too long, Nicole?
I mean, they say up to a year.
No, 2. 2 is the max. Yeah. 2 is what it's recommended,
Okay,
but
the max.
But I don't know if many mothers. 2 is the recommended amount, 2 years, but I think the data shows that most women actually stop around 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, by then they have like all their teeth and they're eating food. So you'd have to deal with their teeth.
I think a lot of people just get grossed out at the idea of like a grown child sucking on a breast.
Well, no. And there's another element.
What is it?
They start talking around 2.
And they start talking about how they want to suck on your breast.
Yeah,
and
so
it's
if they can ask, then it's a little bit, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, I get it. Like, there's a lot of nutrition, but like, I don't know. There's other
Can't
ways
you just pump
that
it?
you can get.
Use the pump.
That's true. I've seen moms just like pump it and still give it to their kids.
Yeah.
What was that one show we watched where this lady was like over lactating and she sold her breast milk and she was like still pumping and she put the breast milk in their cereal and they'd have it to drink and then she'd like cook she'd put it in the eggs. And
Yeah,
it was, like,
it's called Unwell.
Yeah.
Right? Is this it?
Yes.
Bulking up on breast milk.
Oh,
Here
yeah.
it is.
And then also selling it to bodybuilders.
Yeah, bodybuilders apparently buy the breast milk. Liquid gold. How hard would it be to find some breast milk for me to buy right now? Breast milk for sale.
I mean, they have groups for like moms that can't. Yeah.
Dude, do you see this website?
Not all moms can lactate.
Nicole, tell me what the name of this website is.
Donate.
Right here.
I can't see.
Oh, it's not loading. There we go. Can you see up there?
Only the breast.
Onlythebreast.com.
That's funny.
Breast milk classifieds.
Yeah, because some moms can't produce, but they still want the nutritional value.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying it's being sold for some women that don't produce. It's to sell it to them. But what's happening is there are bodybuilders coming in saying, "I want breast milk. I'm gonna get them gains."
Yeah,
and
but
they're buying.
How many bodybuilders are actually doing this?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure there's a handful, but yeah.
Let's see.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you could probably make a pretty penny. Seems like a lot of work, though.
Yeah, and you don't even know like where that's been or if it's legit. Yeah, it's just like.
What is this thread? Being a stay-at-home mother. I don't know. I don't want to read this. Pants pulled down at school. That's sad. Like a bully.
Yeah. Yeah, dealing with bullies. Oh, yeah.
A boy pulled a girl's pants down below her knees in gym class. Wow. That's messed up.
Yeah. So what would you do if your kid was the girl being bullied?
I'd probably talk to the school and make sure that the kid is punished.
Yes. But like talking to your child about it, what
Mm.
would you say?
I know it's interesting because I've only seen it depicted in like sitcoms where like you'll have some dads that'll say you got to fight back,
Yeah.
or else they'll never
never.
they'll say you got to fight back and stand your ground, or else they'll never leave you alone.
Yeah.
And then like it's always the wife that's like, no, you gotta just get away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean,
Kill them with kindness.
the problem with standing up for yourself is you can get your ass beat and then you get your kid beat up.
Yeah. And you could get your kid in trouble too.
Mhm.
So
That's a tough one.
That
What
is a tough
what would
one.
you do?
you're not answering my question.
What would I do?
Yeah.
I don't know. What age is this occurring at?
Let's say it's like
I think I would
8 or 9.
I think I would tell him to stand his ground unless I thought he was going to get beat up. And if I thought he was really going to get beat up, I think I would
What
probably
if it was a girl?
a girl
Mm-hmm.
beating up a boy.
No, the girl is the one that got bullied.
Oh.
You'd still say beat him up.
I don't know what I would do. What would you do? I don't know.
It's tough when it's like a boy and a girl because, like, I mean, obviously you want them to like stand up, but who knows, like, the size of the kid or the mean words. I would say anytime he, like, you know, comes over and starts to threat, like, go to a adult.
Mm.
Because you don't want to be isolated with a bully.
Yeah.
But also you don't want to just like cower away. So maybe like say some things like, you better not, you know, you'll get in trouble, or like.
I love it in like movies. They always have like the parent go to the school and confront the bully for the kid.
Yeah.
I think in one movie we saw like the parent like assaulted the kid, and I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah,
you cannot
not
do
do
that.
that.
No. Was that Will Ferrell? Who was I think?
I don't know, probably.
Okay. Look at this one. Ladies, what does giving birth feel like?
Oh my gosh.
This person said, like passing a bowling ball with shoulders through the eye of a needle. Ow. Hurt? Does it hurt? You ever crapped a watermelon?
See, I have a different experience because I had a C-section.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I felt the blade at one point, and that was painful. And definitely labor contractions are painful.
I always explain it as like having a semi-truck drive sideways through you. Yikes.
A semi?
Semi-truck. Yes, thank you. Semi-truck. Is a semi-truck
Semicolon
just,
track.
is a semi-truck part of a truck?
Yeah, it looks like a semicolon.
Yeah, look.
Is it semicolon or semicolon?
I mean, it's too late for this. My son touched another child private
no.
parts.
Basically, you have to have a lot of talks.
Do you spank your kids?
Ooh, hot topic.
Do you regret having your children? See that?
No.
So let's see what they said. Let's see.
40 reasons to not have children.
I was just reading a news article on French psychiatrist and author Corinne Meyer, who has written a best-selling book called No Kids, 40 Reasons Not to Have Children.
Oh my God.
In her book, she states that she regrets having her 2 kids and encourages women
So
not to have
sad.
children. I know this sounds pretty extreme, but I suspect that there are a lot more people who feel this way than one might think. For example, I know that my mother loves me more than anyone or anything else, but her life would have been much easier without me. Nothing I did, but outside forces. I know she doesn't regret having me for a second, but I suspect that if she knew then what she knows now, she may have chosen to remain childless, although she would never say so. My husband and I are unsure about having kids. My husband leans slightly towards no, but says he may be open to kids in the future, and I lean slightly towards yes, but not sure how much of that is biological clock and a selfish desire for the quote-unquote perfect family, and how much is genuine desire to have and raise a child. I realize that almost everyone loves their children more than anything else. However, if you could do it over, would you still have your kids? Is parenthood what you thought it would be? Did having children bond you and your spouse or put a wedge between you both on a sexual and emotional level? Do you feel disappointed by your children, and did they turn out how you hoped? Have you made a choice not to have kids and feel that you will never change your mind? So,
Wow.
why do you think, it'd be interesting to see is like this book, this author, like what's up with this person? Like, why did she get to that point? She is a psychiatrist, so who knows what's going on there.
A French psychiatrist.
Oh, here it is. Let's see. Here's the book.
Wow.
She has kids, though.
I know. And their kids probably read it.
That's brutal.
That's really
Imagine
sad.
being the child of the mother that
Regret
writes a book
having
about
you.
that writes a book about it. That's how much they regret it.
That's really sad.
Oh, here are her reasons. Reasons to avoid having kids. You will lose touch with your friends. Let's talk about these. Okay. So yeah, you have less time for maybe social outings in general, but you can hang out with your friends with your kids.
Yeah. That's an alternative, is just bring your kid along.
You bring them with you. You also make friends through your kids' friends' parents. So then you make new friends.
Mm-hmm.
So there's both.
Also, you can get a babysitter and then still hang out with your friends.
But I think in her defense, I think the amount of times you get a babysitter to go hang out with people is probably less than when you didn't have kids and you just went out and hung out with people. So I'm sure the frequency of hanging out probably goes down somewhat, but I don't know. I don't think it's a deal breaker. Your sex life will be over. I don't think that's true either. I mean, I think you do
go to sleep eventually.
You have to carve out the time.
Yeah.
You just have to carve out the time.
Plan it.
And I think maybe the other part is like if you're sleep deprived or just exhausted from your life, then maybe you don't feel like having sex. But I don't know. I think you just have to be more intentional with your time and your energy and where you direct it. But children cost a fortune. Well, there's money involved. Yes, that is true. But there are also ways to be thrifty about it. Like there are lots of deals on everything on OfferUp, Craigslist,
Nothing.
Facebook Marketplace. Oh, why don't you talk about Buy Nothing for the people out there? Tell them about what Buy Nothing is.
Buy Nothing. Don't they have it per neighborhood?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a group where, they just post if they have something that they want to give away. And you're like, oh, I kind of need that. And then you post under their post and they decide who gets the item and it's free.
Yeah. So there's a Facebook group for, I guess, every neighborhood or like area that you are in. And then you have to be accepted. But not only, I mean, you can give stuff away on here too. But lots of baby stuff comes up here all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I like a huge amount of Bernie's baby stuff is like hand me down from other people.
Yeah.
So that's a huge
We've been
lifesaver.
Really blessed to have some friends donate clothing and toys and books and so it doesn't have to cost a fortune. I think the most expensive part was the hospital bill when you had them, and after that everything was a lot more reasonable.
Well, that was covered though.
Some of it.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Child rearing is an endless drudgery. Wow, she sounds lovely. Would you refer to raising Bernie so far as a drudgery?
No.
I mean, but then I have to think about like, well, what does she know that I don't? Like, what is coming? Is it really gonna be that bad, or did she just have a bad experience? I don't know. It'd be interesting to learn more about her life. Like,
Yeah.
is she divorced? Is she bitter?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with her?
Yeah. What was her relationship like with her parents?
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
You know what psychiatrists love is when you ask them about, tell me about the relationship with your mother. Like, they don't want to, that's the thing they ask you.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think a lot of who you are is like how you were raised and how you grow up.
Yeah. Vacations will be nightmares. But okay, maybe it depends on the vacation you're trying to take. Like if you're trying to take the type of vacation where you're just like relaxing and you want no silence at all. You want it to be like super quiet, then yeah, obviously it's not going to happen. But I've always liked the idea of taking my children to areas that I've already been that are now not very novel and interesting to me, but like vicariously experiencing pleasure by seeing how much they're enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
So why I don't think that would be a nightmare situation.
Yeah, if anything, you like relive your whole childhood.
Like going to Disney World is not that interesting to me. Going to Disney World and taking Bernie and seeing him freak out, that would be great. So,
It probably depends on the age too.
yeah.
Like maybe she's talking about the early years when they still cry and fuss and they're not yet. But I mean, then there's like hormonal teenagers, and then so I guess we'll find out.
Let's see. What else did she say? You'll lose your identity and become just mom or dad. Yeah, I don't think that's true. You can be more than a mom and a dad. I think that's on the individual, though. Like, do you want to be more than that? I guess if you became like a stay-at-home mom and all you did was raise children, then maybe that becomes your identity. But
yeah, if you have no other outside hobbies or work.
but that's not necessarily a bad thing either. Like, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. Your children will become mindless drones of capitalism. Yeah, what's new? So is everyone.
Yeah.
The planet's already overcrowded. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Your children will inevitably disappoint you.
Wow.
Dude.
Maybe your mother will disappoint you. Sounds like
this book. Oh, there she is. There she is.
Is there a picture? Oh my god.
Oh my god. What is up with this lady? Let's see. Hey, you know what we should do? Let's look at the one star. 1 star.
I thought you were gonna show the fake review thing.
Oh.
I definitely am curious. Like how much
the
of
fake
these
spot?
5? Yeah.
No, they're real.
Oh,
they're real.
Are.
Yeah, she got an A. Yeah, anyway, a lot of people are defensive, so whatever.
Wow.
So she has a doctorate. She's a best-selling writer.
Okay, so she wanted to go to more school, do more schooling, and her kids.
I think that she's very career oriented.
Yeah.
And I think that she
Her
is
kids
seeing
got
the
in the
kids
way.
as an impediment to that.
Yeah.
They've gotten in the way of it. That's what it seems like. Yeah. Let's see. What other interesting questions do we see in here on the parenting forum?
I'm actually looking forward to the 2-year-old years.
So what do you like about the 2-year-old
Well,
years?
Only because I worked at a daycare and worked with 2-year-olds all the way up to kindergarten age. So it's like, okay, I feel like I have somewhat of an idea of what this is going to be like already because I worked there for like 3 years in like all the classrooms. So I'm like, okay, I learned some tricks. Like potty training, that was a whole fun thing.
So what did you like about it?
Well, first working there, I almost quit after a week because it was so overwhelming with 12 2-year-olds in one room and only 2 teachers.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what did you like
But-
about raising 2-year-olds? Like you said, you're looking forward to it.
I mean, I'm looking forward to when Bernie gets to be that age and up, not specifically 2-year-old, because I feel like I know what's coming. Versus now, it's like I didn't
see.
really.
You just have
work with-
experience with
I have
it.
experience with it.
I got it. Okay. Let's see.
I highly recommend everyone before they have kids maybe do some like daycare or babysitting because that really like helps you be a little bit more prepared to be a mother. I
Mhm.
think like I knew how to change diapers, so I mean it's not that hard, but it's like okay.
Do you see this thread? Stupid baby names.
Oh my gosh.
Names that people are hating on. Declan. There's a little girl at my kid's daycare named Brooklyn. It's a city, not a name.
I like Brooklyn. I think that's a cute name. I think maybe what they're doing is like, yeah, maybe the kid's name's a little like not like unique, but maybe they know the kid and the kid is like a horrible kid and they're like, ew, I don't like this name. 'Cause kid.
Oh my God. Michael Jackson named one of his kids Blanket.
Oh my God. Ew. That is a joke.
You don't like that name?
That must be a joke.
No. What do you mean?
He
No.
really named his kid one
Let's
of his
look it
kids
up.
Blanket.
Blanket Jackson.
Oh my god. Which is kind of creepy too, knowing it's Michael Jackson.
There he is.
Did he change his
There's
name?
his son Blanket.
Oh my gosh. What?
Oh my God. That's a thing.
That's weird.
I could probably go through every single comment of this thread just to see like what people are hating on.
Question mark.
Huh?
It is creepy.
Why? I mean, it's just it's an item, not a name. That's
No, but then it's Michael Jackson saying blanket. I don't know. It's weird.
wait. Why is that creepy though?
Because he was like into children, wasn't he?
Well, what does a blanket have to do with that
I
though?
don't-
Blankets
it's
are
just-
soft
No, I know, but it's just kind of I
and
don't
warm
know.
and cuddly.
If you say blanket and Michael Jackson, like that doesn't.
Anything related to a bed and children,
Yes,
basically.
yes. So it's like it doesn't.
Yeah,
Sit
I
well.
guess I get what you're saying.
There is Gwyneth Paltrow named her baby Apple.
Right. What do you think about that?
I mean, I wouldn't name my kid a. I guess a fruit is better than some things like blanket. Oh, there's Elon Musk's son's name.
Oh, how do you pronounce that?
I don't know.
I want a baby and my husband does not? What to do? How to deal? Uh-oh. Married for 9 years. How do you
No.
get that far.
Sad.
Maybe just hope that they'll come around.
Yeah.
Oh, the husband has 3 kids already from a previous marriage.
Yeah.
He's just over it, dude. That sucks. Might have to start over. A lot of people in here are trying to throw their kid out of their house now that they're like an adult. Maybe they just like can't bring themselves to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, on one hand, it's you raised them your whole life and you love them. On the other hand, you just want them to like probably
You
mature.
want the empty nest. It's been long.
Well, I think maybe you think
Probably.
it's like tough love. Like you think it might be
Yeah.
what's good for them is to like go out into the real world and see what it's like.
Yeah.
Even though it might be hard on both of you.
Especially if maybe they're not like pulling their weight job wise and they're just like, oh, I'll stick around here. And you're like, well, actually.
What worked for me is wanting to live with my girlfriend. Until that happened, I was like, why would I go anywhere? That was a very motivating thing for me. I'm like, yeah, I'll go live with my girlfriend. But it was a tough sell for me to want to live on my own, at least at first. But I think parents could do a really good job of making it uncomfortable so you don't want to be there anymore.
I think college is good because
Oh, yeah,
for
it's like
me,
an in-between.
yeah, for me, it was like, okay, I was in the dorms, but I'd come back in the summertime. But then they had like on-campus apartments, and it just made sense. It's like, okay, I'll get an apartment with my friends
Yeah.
from college. So it's kind of a good transition.
Yeah, it's a good in-between. What about this? How much money do you give your kids for their birthday? What do you think is a reasonable amount of money?
Depends on the kid, like age wise.
Oh. Yeah, I guess. I feel
Or maybe you don't give them money. Maybe you ask them what they would want.
Yeah.
But I guess if it's expensive, maybe you give them a portion of it. Yeah.
What you do is you give them cryptocurrency, and so it'll like hopefully like go up in value when they're 18. Or you give them like a cryptocurrency account, and then you contribute to it like throughout their life. And then like when they're 18, you give them the access to the wallet.
Oh,
That'd be kind of cool.
yeah. Should start that.
Yeah.
Except
And they turn 18 and then it's worthless because it's like Dogecoin never
Sad.
took off anymore. That's kind of risky.
yeah. I mean, if you do non-risky stocks.
Oh my God! Look at this thread: sleepovers and gay children.
Oh no.
See, these are situations I've never had to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, because if they want friends sleepovers.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing, like sleepovers. That probably starts like around like kindergarten age.
When did you have your first sleepover?
I feel like I was like 9. No. Well, I mean, no, I was way younger because I had friends that were since I was like 5. Maybe it was like 5 or 6.
Well,
but I like remember.
I would be fine with it, as long as everyone's acting appropriately, I guess, for their age, you know.
And then you get to be like, who is hosting the sleepover? It's like, where is your kid? You could have it at your house, and then you know what's going down. But then you have to watch all the other kids.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of fun to host a sleepover.
It would be fun.
You get to like set up a room for them and like all the pillows and
Build
the snacks and the entertainment, and it could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
It depends on the kids though. If they suck,
Yeah.
then I think all it takes is one bad experience too, and then you're just like never again, right? Let's see. Yeah. I think there's a lot of repeats in this on this forum. Just like I notice a lot of the same types of questions coming up over and over again. Oh my God. Yeah, and it seems like a lot of these things are just like I've never heard people talk about them publicly, but it's like on the internet they're more it's like it's easier to like have the conversation. Children in restaurants and irresponsible parents. What does that mean? They like let them run around the restaurant?
Yeah, maybe.
Ew. See, that's one of the things I'm dreading is like making somebody else inconvenienced because of my child. I really don't want to do that. And that's one of the things that's kept me from flying so far. Like,
what are you doing with your hair?
I don't know. I'm just like thinking about like we want to go back to Florida and visit my family, but that involves making sure that a baby can make it 5 hours on a plane, and I don't know. I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go through all of childhood avoiding an inconvenience. At some point, there's going to be an inconvenience, but it's just minimizing that.
Yeah.
Like, or dealing with how you can, like, prevent it from prolonged, annoyance.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a plane. I wonder if they have a thread about, like, what do you do on a plane?
Well, and correct me if this is unethical, but can't you give your child Benadryl at a certain age?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that would be smart.
Benadryl minimum age is what? It's 2. So like at 2 years old, you get on the plane, you give your child Benadryl, they pass out, and hopefully they wake up at the destination.
Yeah.
And what is melatonin? Melatonin just doesn't really keep them asleep though.
No.
So that says 3. Yeah.
Benadryl.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the move.
Yeah.
Is at 2 years old. And conveniently, 2 years old is also the age that airlines begin to charge your child for flying.
Yeah, 2-year-old's a big milestone.
Yeah. Well, why is it a big milestone?
I mean, that's when a lot of places require, like charging. Like, no longer, they're not an infant, they're a toddler now. Mm-hmm. They start charging.
They have to wear a COVID mask.
They have to wear a COVID mask. Yeah. They charge on the plane. Seems like a milestone anyway.
All right. Well, this was fun.
Getting tired.
Yeah, we've had a long day. We're parents now, so this is the life. But Nicole, I want to thank you for talking to me on our show. I know it's been a while since we've done this, and so it's been nice to have the live conversation and talk about our experience being parents.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to reflect.
Is there anything else that you would like to say before we end it to people out there at home that are going to be new parents? Any advice that you would give them that comes to the top of your mind?
If you're feeling overwhelmed after just giving birth and feel like you will never get sleep again, you will. So just hang in there. Once the baby can sleep through the night, well, for us, it was like, I mean, every baby's different. For us, it was like 6 months. It's like the best day ever. So just hang in there. Hopefully, if you have someone, what really helps is if you have like anyone, like a friend or like especially family that can come over and just watch your baby for a couple hours so you can sleep or take a shift. that's really helpful. So hang in there.
Yeah. I thought you said take a shit.
No. Yeah. That really helps. Taking a shit.
Anyway, I'm tired.
Yeah, clearly.
All right. Well, thanks, Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Talk to you guys later. Bye.